Ron Robinson with GOP Tech Week here, and I'm here to talk to you today about being a good political digital consumer. Now, it's true, when we're crafting a mass email to you, we do try to craft a subject line that's going to make you click before you even think about it. We're trying to appeal to the reptile part of your brain that's just going to click and react before you even think. Bass fishermen will know what I'm talking about because they try to choose their bait and their presentation so that the bass doesn't come up and sniff the bait and wander around for a little while. They just strike. It's just something about the presentation just appeals to the reptile, billion-year-old part of the bass brain, and they just strike without even thinking about it. That's how they catch lots of fish. And politicians and the digital people for politicians, well, yeah, we try to do the same thing. We want you to click before you even think about it. But I'm encouraging you not to do that. I want you to click reply to that email. I want you to check it out and see if they actually respect the voter. Now, back during the Trump campaign, I checked this out, and sometimes the Trump campaign would reply to my click to ask them a question within an hour when I got one of their mass emails. Now, there's lots of politicians that don't do that. Click reply, and in many cases, you'll get an instant bounce on that reply. We'll show you on the screen here in just a minute one example. Check out the domain. Check out the domain name and see if there's a website there. The domain name is everything after the @ sign in the email address. So leave out the something at. Take everything after that. Plug it into your browser. Do you get a website, or do you get address not found, or do you get a generic hosting page? So it takes exactly 1 minute to do this research before you give. So let's turn to the screens and I'll show you something real quick. And campaigns. Make sure that when you send an email, someone can click reply and the reply actually comes to you, and you have somebody staffing that email box so that you can reply hopefully within 24 hours. If it takes a little longer, well, but this is a respect for the voter thing. Voters are becoming more sophisticated, and the last election proved that you have to have respect for the voters. So if somebody sends you an email and they get a bounce, that's like a big FU to the voter, that you don't care to hear from the voter, you don't care to explain your thoughts to the voter. That's probably going to hurt you in the election because people will notice, they will remember when they go to the polls. And I'm encouraging every voter to click reply to your mass emails so that they can investigate whether you respect the voter or not.
Okay, here I have a email that I'm wondering about if this is for real, if this is legitimate. And it says it's from Congressman Jason Lewis, who's from Minnesota. But I don't know for sure because this came from draintheswampmaga.com. Sounds like something that could get me to click. This really isn't a subject that would get me to click, not a drill. But the idea was pretty hot about 10 days or 2 weeks ago. Was Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. Do you want Nancy to be the Speaker of the House again? And for a while that was pretty hot. It's pretty cold now. But it did get a lot of people to click on some campaigns that I was working on a couple of weeks ago. So let's do our basic investigation. I'm going to click reply, and I'm just going to ask a simple question. Do you have a website? And I'm going to click send. And let's refresh our inbox and see if it bounces. There it is. It's bounced. Yep, it's undeliverable. So there's a lack of respect for the voters right there. Trump's team didn't do that. That's probably part of why he was elected. So I'm already suspicious since I don't obviously have an email box at this return email address that was on that mass email. But let's give them a bit of a chance and let's check this out. Let's actually go to this web address, everything after the @ sign, and let's see if they have a website there. Nope, they don't have a website there. So let's do one further real quick investigation, and let's just see if we're going to networktools.com. It's going to do a network search and try to find the owner of the website. So this whole check is taking less than a minute if you know what to do. And let's scroll way down here and take a look at the owner. And the owner is GoDaddy. They're using GoDaddy's anonymizing service. So they don't want you to know who owns this website, who owns DrainTheSwampMaga.com. So I am not donating to this person. If we hover over the donate button that's in the email, let's go back. If we hover over the donate button that's in the email, now this came to us via bluehornet.com. That's probably the actual email server that sent us. If we hover over the donate button, we see that it down in the extreme lower left there, that we will go to ParamountCommunication.com, which is a service that sends out a lot of emails especially for incumbents. They have very good market penetration of the incumbent market, people who do hold office. A lot of people in that sphere like Paramount Communications. So I'm going to go ahead and click the donate button, and there's the donate page. Anybody can take Jason's logo and put it on a web page, so that hasn't convinced me. Anybody can also put paid for by Jason Lewis for Congress Inc. In their web page, so that doesn't convince me. And this is at victorypassport.com. That's the website. It's actually out where they have the donate page. Victorypassport.com is a service that's owned by Targeted Victory, and we've caught Targeted Victory doing unsavory things before. So for me, this is a do not donate.
Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Congressman Lewis. I'm sure he's a swell guy. But he probably should up his game in the digital area just a little bit. Because he probably is unaware that this type of digital effort is happening in his behalf. Victory Passport and Targeted Victory, they're big companies. They both serve a lot of incumbents, a lot of office holders. In some ways, they offer good services, but well, we just saw them engaged in something a little bit questionable. So, I'm not sure if I would hire them tomorrow. Anyway, for GOP Tech Week, I'm Ron Robinson. We'll see you next time.